Welcome to another edition of the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie. It's everything about the outdoors. Take it away, guys.
Good morning, and welcome to the Wednesday morning edition of the Good Outdoorz Radio Show, man. Here, what is this, the 19th of June already, man? The year is flying by.
June 19th, Hump Day, man, and I tell you, if you're a Miami Heat fan, you're having a great day today.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, man. I'm telling you, one of the most exciting playoff games I've ever seen. I mean, it was unbelievable. LeBron James, I can't say that any of them cats are worth the money they get paid, but if there is anybody, LeBron James has got to be one of them. He single-handedly just put the team on his back in the fourth quarter and willed their way to win. I mean, it was down to they were down by 5 points with like 20 seconds left.
Wow.
Hit 2 3-pointers to tie the game and sent it to overtime, went on and won in overtime. But it was pretty cool because right there at the end of the game, you could see the security guards getting ready, and they were getting the yellow tape ready to go ahead and mark the court off so the Spurs could celebrate. And LeBron, after the thing, he made a comment that he noticed that, and it's just when you play the game, it goes down to the final buzzer, and Ray Allen, a veteran, he's hit the most 3-pointers than anybody in the history of basketball, and he came through and hit another one to send it to overtime. The Miami Heat went on to win, and it forced a Game 7, a final showdown in Miami. Going to be
So who's the Miami Heat playing?
They're playing the San Antonio Spurs. And Tim Duncan scored 25 points in the first half. He was 11 of 13. They couldn't stop him. It was just unstoppable. You know, everybody on Facebook, Gordon Whittington, editor of North American Whitetail, he's a big Heat fan, and he was hoping that, a Spurs fan, because he's from San Antonio actually, and he was pulling for the Spurs. But now we got a Game 7. Neither team since like December has lost back-to-back games. So every time they've lost, they've come back in the next game and won every time. And so by that logic, the Heat should have won last night. And now Game 7, by that logic, the Spurs should win, but they're playing in Miami in a Game 7. It's going to be – that's what you live for if you're a basketball fan. So we'll keep you posted on that.
Oh, yeah.
Braves, of course, they got shellacked last night, 6-1, I think was the final, if it didn't get any worse. So.
Man.
But they're playing good ball, still up by about 7 games in the National League East. So all's good as a whole in the sports world for me. I can live with it.
Sounds like it is. I'm just kidding. I knew they were playing. I'm not a big basketball fan. Don't watch a lot of it, but probably would if I got into this. I'd probably sit there and watch it. And
I'll tell you, my wife is not a sports person, but when the Heat played the Dallas Mavericks a couple of years back for the championship, we watched all 7 games in their entirety, all 7 all together, and she became a huge fan of the playoffs. She won't watch a single game until it gets down to the playoffs. And of course, this year she's not seen some for having to work at the hospital, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. I don't watch it much during the year, but playoff time comes, I got to watch it, see what's happening. Other than that, I shot the Gordo's cheese dip commercial last night out there at Trey's house. Well, we spent a couple of hours. I'm gonna tell you what, trying to get it right, and if I got a newfound respect for people that do commercials with food in it, because by the time of that thing was over, I was sick of Gordo's cheese dip and tortilla chips.
Oh man, I can imagine. So
yeah, I had bought me was trying to watch a little bit of what I eat lately, and I had bought me a certain dinner there at Harvey's to eat last night, and man, I was so full of Gordo's cheese dip and tortilla chips I couldn't eat. That's what I had for dinner.
That's funny.
I think we got it right.
I've heard that so many times from different people, watching just interviews and all, people doing food commercials. Man, I'm tired of this. I'm full. I can't keep eating this. I can't keep drinking this.
I got to the point to where I was chewing it up and having it in my mouth, and I couldn't swallow it. I'd go over and spit it out in the bushes. I just couldn't keep eating it.
Wow, that's funny. Oh man, lots of things going on this morning in the news. I've been kind of following this transplant. This girl that got the lung transplant. 10-year-old
she
girl.
Doing okay?
Yeah, she's they successfully sued to make her more likely to get a pair of adult lungs, and may have gotten a boost from public attention before a lung transplant last week, but now it's not over. Some of the attention has turned negative. And said the girl's mother posted a list of facts about lung transplants, explaining that she had seen a lot of misinformation out there and wanted to clarify a few things. She said her Facebook page was for supporters only. She didn't want to get tagged in anything which people might speak negatively about her. On Sunday night, her Facebook page, it started getting ugly, and things just, they just went ugly. And the federal judge drew criticism from the medical and bioethics communities for his June 5th decision to grant a temporary restraining order against the Health and Human Services to help to prevent her from enforcing, the under 12 law. So he pretty much bypassed that law to let this 10-year-old girl get a lung transplant. And now it's all turned negative. I don't understand the 12-year-old rule anyway. I know it's there for a reason. You reach a certain age and you're more viable, and when you reach 12 years old, I guess your organs are pretty much through growing. So now they take, a fully grown set of lungs and stick them in a 10-year-old. So they was thinking there was going to be, complications with it, but it wasn't so far. The ruling also prompted editorials on the Philadelphia Post of the Philly Post of Philadelphia Magazine and Chicago Tribune. I'm trying to get to where I'm struggling here. I'm trying to get to where it says what all was wrong with it, but they're actually, I think the judge is going to be in trouble over it, for making the ruling. And but you know what? It's too late. Oh yeah, they're not going to go in there and take them back.
No, they're not going to repossess them. That's for sure. Yeah, I don't understand it. I kind of watched it from a distance as it unfolded, and of course kept hoping and praying that they'd make an exception for the poor little girl. But the fact is, there's probably several others in her position, and I'm like you. I don't understand the 12-year-old rule. I know there's different reasons there, but they have two donor lists, and one's a donor list for adults and one for children. But I don't know why they arbitrarily picked the 12, other than the fact that adult organs, can't readily be used in children under a certain age, and I guess that's why it's there. But you think it'd be just there as a guideline. When I saw doctor after doctor marching out and saying, "Hey, the adult set of lungs will fit into this 10-year-old girl," then to me, I guess it was just the 12-year-old rule was just keeping her off that adult list. So the judge steps in and says, "Hey, we're going to make an exception." Well, now there's a big fight, and if you make an exception for one, you're going to make an exception for all. So I can see where it's going to cause a big old controversy.
Said lung transplant candidates older than 12 are assigned a lung allocation score, and for transplant patients younger than 12, which there are 20 nationally compared with about 1,600 adults, the priority scale is not used. In other words, if you're a child, you get favoritism over it, but at the same time, if you're under 12, it's the amount of time you've waited that matters. Mm-hmm. That's where they're clarifying it. So if you're dying and have been on the list for 1 hour, you will not get the lungs.
Yeah.
So I understand a lot of this, but there now one case right here that's got national attention is making trying to make a lot of things change. And there's I'm kind of up in an uproar on some of it. I think everybody ought to be able to get every kid out there, every adult out there ought to be able to get a transplant, but it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, and I know there's probably an age cutoff. It's it's just what stinks about a lot of moral issues in society. There's always a victim. It seems like you can't get a transplant if you're past a certain age. All right, we have an uncle who has an issue with his liver, and one of the options on the table there is a transplant for a liver. And he's concerned that, he's not going to get it because of his age. And, I know a lot of people. I know my father-in-law, Jerry, he is, I think he's about 65, 66. Mm-hmm. He's in excellent condition. He could work circles around me. He could out-hike me, probably outrun me for a great distance. I mean, he is in good physical condition. He's never had a problem a day of his life. So, if there becomes a rule to where just because of your age, you can't get a transplant, it's going to stink, because I believe the man could live to be 100, easily at the rate he's going. Now, I understand if you're on your deathbed, you got deathbed and you got serious issues and things like that, maybe you shouldn't. But then again, who are we to tell one that he can and one that he can't?
I don't want to be in that position.
No, I don't either. It's that stinks.
Bad thing.
That really stinks.
Yeah, shifting gears a little bit. Roller coasters roller coaster riding is a great outdoor activity.
A fine outdoor activity. One that you don't particularly like. I don't
mind some of them. I do. I mean, just like go out here to Wild Adventures, I'll ride most all of them. I just don't like a wooden roller coaster because it'll beat you slap to death. But that's why people like them.
Yeah, like the Scream Machine and
it would
Six Flags, man.
But there's actually clubs out here. People get together. They go all over the United States, go all over the world riding roller coasters. And now in Las Vegas, they're actually going through the process of possibly developing the world's tallest roller coaster. They're putting in permits and things like that. But it could be up 650 feet tall.
Good.
Can you believe that?
No, I can believe it, but I can't imagine it, and I guarantee I won't ride it.
I won't either. I guarantee I won't. But the tallest in the world is 456 feet tall, and it's at New Jersey Six Flags Great Adventures. But this one here they're talking 650 feet.
Yeah, let's don't beat the record. Let's just go ahead and shatter it.
Let's smash it. And the problem is, one of the reasons they're saying they're going to go so tall is because the roller coaster takes up so many acres of space. Mm-hmm. So instead of going wide, they're going to go up with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, really?
They got some doozies out there in Las Vegas already.
I'm not into roller coaster.
That's like putting a roller coaster on a New York skyscraper.
No, they've got one on top of a building out there in Las Vegas. I saw it
from
a distance.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, I did not ride it, but
they got a few insane rides on top of their buildings.
They do, and I'm not going to be in the roller coaster riding club. That's just not my style. Yeah. Hey, we're going to be right back here on the Good Outdoors and cover some more great outdoor news.
Service. It's a very simple word, but you'd think it's French. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200. It's that time of year. People everywhere will be scrambling to find somebody to take care of filing their taxes. Fast Tax and Bookkeeping at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q has a quick turnaround time and the knowledge to prepare your taxes properly, making sure you are getting what's due. With $25 1040 EZ filings, electronic refunds in a flash, military and college student discounts, and fast and friendly service, drop by and see Lisa Griffiths and the gang at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q, or give them a call at 229-253-0181 to schedule an appointment.
SWAT Graphics, located at 300 South Toombs Street, is the area's #1 graphic design service company. Specializing in graphic banners, stickers, signs, and design, SWAT Graphics can help from concept to completion. If you have a design idea for a company logo, SWAT Graphics can bring it to reality. Maybe you have a logo and just need it placed on a sign, sticker, or banner. Whatever the case, stop by SWAT Graphics at 300 South Toombs Street, Valdosta, or give them a call at 241-9185. SWAT Graphics, proud sponsor of the Good Outdoors.
Hey, this is Judd with T3 Outdoors. T3 Outdoors is Valdosta's newest Blue Buffalo dog feed dealer. We also carry 50-pound, 13% sweet feed for $8.99. But hey, feed isn't all we do at T3 Outdoors. We have one of the best selections of guns in town at some of the best prices. We buy, sell, trade, and consign guns daily. Last but not least, archery season will be here before you know it. We are Valdosta's exclusive Hoyt and Bowtech dealer with 2013 packages starting under $650. Please visit us at T3Outdoors.com to learn more today.
There's only one place in Valdosta if you want the freshest seafood in town. It's Bubba Jack's Crab Shack at 1700 West Hill Avenue. They got wild Georgia shrimp cooked about any way you could want it. Fried, peel and eat, grilled, or buffalo style. They got a Wednesday night oyster special at $7.99 a dozen, and that ain't no mistake. $7.99 a dozen, Wednesday night only. Bring the kids with you, and if they don't eat seafood, get them some chicken tender baskets or hamburger hot dog. And do not forget to try the fresh cut, hand-dipped onion rings at Bubba Jack's Crab Shack, 1700 West Hill Avenue, Valdosta.
Justamere Farm is a full boarding, training, and lesson facility conveniently located on Valdale Road in Hayhire. Justamere Farm offers a facility like no other in the area with many amenities that meet all your equine needs, whether it's riding, training, or boarding. If riding is your passion, Justamere has you covered with an indoor arena, a large lighted outdoor arena with an alleyway, a large jump course arena, a round pen for training, trails, and access to dirt roads. Private and shared lessons are available, so give Justamere Farms a call today at 229-460-2331.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Uh-oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's Hump Day.
Woo-woo! Hump Day!
Gotta love it, man.
Yeah,
gotta love it.
I saw that a couple of weeks ago. I was telling y'all about it. That is a funny commercial to me. They come up with some doozies. They come up with some crazy ones, but every now and then they hit one that's really funny, and to me that one is just funny.
That big old camel walking around the office now. That is just funny to me.
That's his day.
Yeah, sure.
That's his day. Hump Day, baby.
Yeah, hey, something happening in the outdoors. A dark sheen on Lake Michigan, a strange phenomenon.
Was it Charlie Sheen?
No, it ain't.
Oh.
Officials remain baffled as to how a dark, slick substance that forced dozens of swimmers out of the water at Northwest Indiana Beach mysteriously vanished. And I saw this last week. They were talking about it. They notified law enforcement authorities that a dark-colored residue stretching nearly a mile long on Lake Michigan had appeared on the surface of the water. And when officials arrived at the lake, the water looked slick with what appeared to be oil. Upon further inspection, the substance was a gunmetal gray with metal flakes in it.
Oh, wow!
Yeah,
what the heck?
They
had to come from some ship. Iron ore.
They said
ship.
you could tell how deep someone had been in the water depending on where the bodies were stained with the dark residue. And they were worried when they saw two kids come out of the water, and one was head and half his body was covered a bit in black. So they were completely baffled by what it was, whether it came from one of the steel mills or something out of the smokestacks or probably washed off one of the big barges. And they shut the beach down, and they still don't know what it was. They're still doing water samples. It kind of just disappeared, though. So
I'd be interested to see what that was. I
if
hope
they
it
find
don't.
it.
Yeah, I hope it don't fade away to the point we don't hear anything about it.
Let me tell you, Mother Nature is a beast. Mm-hmm. She takes care of herself, just like the oil spill in the Gulf.
Yeah.
There's she cleaned it up. I'm sure there's residue left here and there, but for the most part, she cleaned herself up, and I guarantee you that's what she's doing in the Great Lakes.
Yeah. That's you're talking about that oil spill out there. I think that shocked a lot of scientists when they predicted just all these bad things in it, and it was bad. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it. I think it shocked people as to how it was able to regenerate itself. Of course, there's still guys out there or scientists out there that think that we're not going to know the effects of it for years to come, but. Nature has a way of taking care of itself and replenishing itself, like you said, and I think that's what's happened to that oil spill. And,
well, I do too. And it's an amazing thing to watch Mother Nature take care of herself. But if you look around, you can see it everywhere. Mm-hmm. They're worried. They're all the scientists and everybody out there, the environmentalists are worried about oil spilling on the top of the ground.
Yep.
But yet we dig oil out of the ground. Mm-hmm. We pipe it out of the ground. Mother Nature can take care of herself. Don't get me wrong. We do not do her a service by everything our pollution that we put out there every day.
No, we make it hard on her.
But, one day she's going to rebel and say, hold on just a minute, and burp real good and shake a little bit, a little bit harder. And some of this stuff's going to change, but she's going to take care of herself.
Yes, sir. One of the, great outdoor activity a lot of times is family vacations, or just trips and stuff. And, we go down, you're going on a trip next week. And I went on just a short trip this past weekend. We go through several trips during the year. We save our money. We budget ourselves to where we can go do that. Well, the Obama family is going on a vacation to Africa. And I can't even believe I'm about to read the cost of it to you. And I can't imagine, but The headline on Fox News: President Obama's upcoming family trip to Africa is projected to cost taxpayers as much as $100 million.
Wow.
That's not a misprint. I'm not misspeaking here. $100 million to take his family to Africa.
How much you think it takes to fly that Air Force One around?
Apparently, a lot of the $100 million. But this is at a time where a lot of Americans are struggling. We're under this sequestration thing where a lot of federal government workers have been, furloughed and shifted and cut and maybe laid off. And he's going to spend by far the most money on a vacation than any president in the history of the United States has ever. Yeah, I mean it's unbelievable that this would even be taking place, and it's unbelievable at the cost. How can you spend $100 million on a trip? How? I mean, what is costing so much money?
Well, it's the protection. It's the protection of the presidential family for one.
Okay, slow down here. Mm-hmm. How many guards does he need?
Oh, he's probably got a few hundred around here.
There's going to be a lot of them, but the point of this is they're there now. If this vacation's going next week, the Secret Service and all have been over there for weeks prior to this.
I understand.
So that all costs money. And at the same time, you got to factor inflation in on this because they don't. So it costs more to fly now, fuel costs and everything.
You could quadruple inflation.
But now, also, don't get me wrong. I'm not condoning that, none whatsoever, because they need to take this $100 million and do something else with it. That is just absolutely absurd and ridiculous. I would love to take 5 vacations a year. I would love to go to Hawaii 2 times. I would love to go, to Africa. But can I do it? No, I can't. I can't afford it. Most Americans out there can't afford it. So why do they get to do it? Why is their job or his job and their family life so doggone hard that they have to go do this? Really?
Here's my point. I understand that they got to spend a lot of money and they got to do it months in advance. But if they spend a year planning this thing, one whole year, 365 days, that's $273,972 a day that they're going to spend. What are they spending the money on? Again, it's unfathomable that it costs that much money to move anything. Somebody's getting paid way too much money.
I don't doubt that.
There's way too many people getting their palms greased that shouldn't. If you're spending $100 million, $100 million,
you got to take cars over there, bulletproof cars, all this crap. It's ridiculous. It really is.
And there's the aircraft that go along with Air Force One.
That's right.
There's 3 other aircraft that fly along with that thing, not including the fighter jets that go along.
If you took, if an armored car cost $100,000, which it probably does, you could take 800 armored cars with you, for $100 million. You don't need that. We don't even spend that much on tanks. You know what I mean? I don't understand it. It blows my mind. I mean, I can't fathom it. I can't add it up in any way. I mean, on an average service detail, he probably has, I don't know, maybe 50 CIA guys around and about, maybe 100. I don't know. But if you just need them for 2 weeks or a week or how long your vacation is, and you're paying them $500 an hour, you ain't gonna burn up but about $500,000. You know,
I know, but
it just don't add up. I don't know how. So it's just like the old thing goes. I remember seeing a study. This was way back in the 80s or early 90s. The government was spending. It was talking about wasteful spending, and the average hammer in the Air Force back in the early 90s cost $210. A hammer, a regular hammer, a claw hammer.
Yeah.
A toilet was like $2,000, and I'm making these numbers up to exaggerate the point. When you can go to Home Depot and buy a toilet for $80 or $100, the military, by the time it goes through all the red tape, they got hundreds of dollars in the same toilet.
Well,
it's red tape bureaucracy.
Get this: military pegs hourly Air Force One cost at $181,000 an hour. An hour. Now, as Obama says, travel record.
Yeah, no. So there you go. Break that down. Who's getting paid what? Sounds like if you want to cut and save money in the federal government, that's a good place to start. Whatever you're spending to pay the pilot, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it's an Air Force member that's flying this plane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's getting paid $20,000, $30,000 a year, probably.
Let's take this call this morning. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors.
Good morning, you no good, no count, butt scratching,
What's up?
redneck hillbillies.
How'd you know my middle name, man?
We wear it as a badge of honor.
What's going on?
Don't know. What you up to, man?
Well, I tell you what we could do now. We raise some money.
Yeah.
We raise that and match it. They'll keep his butt over there.
Yeah, that is truth. They probably wouldn't. You'd have to double it.
We keep him over there.
That'd be good. Maybe he'll break down. I don't want him to die or anything. Maybe he'll break down and can't get back.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
Leave the plane over there too.
Yeah, it costs too much. We don't need it. Cut it loose.
What's going on, guys?
That's one of them things. You don't even have to put his plane up for sale, Stick. We'd be willing to pay him $1 million to keep it.
That's right.
We'd save 900 or we'd save
We'd
99 million.
900 million.
There you go. There you go. That's
Good
right.
Lord.
What you got going on?
Not much. Back on the graveyard shift. Missed y'all the last couple of weeks. Been on my rotation, so.
Well, you need to just put in for a permanent spot on the night shift.
Oh,
what you need
heck
to do.
no. No, thank you, brother.
So you'll catch us on the
I just
replay on the
catch you
web.
I catch you every 4 weeks, I reckon.
There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with that. As long as you in there in them weeks.
Did I guess everything made it out to Oklahoma okay?
Oh,
It
yeah.
did. It sure
I
did.
hadn't heard.
Yeah, it sure did. Got it out there about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. That when he arrived there, got it unloaded and headed on back, and they were greatly appreciative of it, and we feel good about it, and we appreciate you helping.
No problem, man. Good deal. She was, as long as everybody was, something was reached to them.
Oh yeah, it got there. It was a good deal. We appreciate the truck driver and donating his time and
Yeah.
everything. And
Yeah, that was a good deed in itself, man.
Yeah.
Glad it worked out for everybody.
Yes, sir. It's a feel
Did you
good
hear,
story.
Steve, did you hear about the fireworks at Freedom Park the other night?
I did not hear about it. What happened?
I just went out. I ain't been out there in years. So David Kirkland's son, Kyler, played. They was playing for the championship. Texas Roadhouse was playing, I think, Austin Steakhouse for the, I guess that's the Open or A-League, whatever it is.
Yeah, it is.
And supposedly Austin's had a player that hadn't played all year.
Oh, gosh.
So
A ringer.
somebody protested, and, Roadhouse pretty stacked,
Yeah.
They're pretty stacked.
Yeah, they are.
It got ugly, son. Somebody on Austin's come over at the coach on Roadhouse, and it went back and forth. They canceled, and he did have an illegal player. And they knew it, but they wanted to play the game. But it got ugly. I was like, Lord mercy.
Hey, ain't that like a good bench clearing brawl in the Good Outdoors?
Yeah, and a dang slow pitch softball.
Serious business.
Looked like the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks out there.
That's right. Hey, that trophy, man, it might be worth $100 million itself. You don't know.
That's right.
You got to fight for that thing. I've been in the. It's funny when you get in that mode and playing that game. You get serious about it, and it's your emotions get running away all over that first place trophy.
That's right.
It don't make sense.
And a T-shirt.
And a T-shirt. There you go.
And a T-shirt.
That's right. Yeah, I'll have to ask a couple of people, old Dirk and people like that, about it. Get the lowdown on it.
Yeah, check it out.
You know our buddy Paul McSwain, don't you?
Yeah.
I know he's he's been going at it. He coaches a girls softball team, and he's
I've
had his
seen
little.
his post. I guess he's had a referee on his butt this year.
Yeah, he's got to sit down and drink a cup of sweet tea with the old ref there and get back on the good graces of him.
He got to do something, man. He was bashing him pretty hard there.
Yeah, he was on them, son.
And it goes there. I don't know how it. I didn't understand that. He was talking about the All-Stars. He had, I think they finished second. He had one girl make it. And the third and fourth place team had 6 girls on there.
Yeah,
I think we need some investigative reporting to get to the facts of that case.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, we appreciate you calling in, Stick. Be careful at work, buddy.
See you.
All right. Timmy Nee Smith calling in. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back here and talk about maybe some state parks and who knows what else on Hump Day, baby.
Wow, look at Bob trimming the grass. He's so fast. I know, and that mower is so big.
And it's got a huge deck.
And it cuts the long grass with deep roots so easily.
Yeah, Bob's a bad boy.
When you want to cut grass like a champion, get yourself a Bad Boy mower from Nashville Tractor. Nashville Tractor carries an exclusive line of Bad Boy zero-turn mowers. See them now at Nashville Tractor in Valdosta and in Nashville.
Quitman, Georgia, and antiques go hand in hand. Tammy's Antiques and Consignment, located at 211 East Screven Street in Quitman, is a traditional Southern antique shop with a little twist, offering a consignment program that fits like a glove in the spacious downtown shop. But the real twist is Zumba. That's right, Tammy also offers Zumba fitness classes as well as tanning. Come by and check out the literally thousands of items upstairs and down. And if you have an item that you want Tammy to sell, bring it in. That's Tammy's Antiques and Consignment, 211 East Screven Street, Quitman, or give Tammy a call at 229-506-9146.
Attention Outdoor Nation. Adel Outfitters, located at exit 39 on I-75 in Adel, Georgia, has over 18,000 square feet of outdoor unbelievability just waiting on you. Specializing in a wide range of outdoor supplies for everyone, including hunting, fishing, shooting, kayaking, camping, Little League, clothing, knives, boots, you name it, Adel Outfitters has it. They also have that personal one-on-one attention that you just might not be getting from some of the big boxes, and Adel Outfitters has a whole lot less overhead, so you'll be surprised at the deals. So come see us now at Adel Outfitters, exit 39, Adel, Georgia. Woo-wee! Sweet Tea Smokehouse on South Hutchinson Avenue, Adel, is the bomb. You ain't had good old South Georgia barbecue if you ain't been to Sweet Tea Smokehouse. Ribs, chicken, pork, beef, good grief, this is some fine eating. And it ain't called Sweet Teas for nothing. Ice cold sweet tea and good old barbecue plate with all the trimmings is what living in the South is all about. Head up Highway 41 north towards Adel. Swing into Sweet Tea Smokehouse for lunch or dinner. Great Southern barbecue like it's supposed to be. And don't forget some of that fine Brunswick stew. Woo-wee! Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has been serving South Georgia and North Florida for over 3 decades. With 9 locations in the South, Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a full-line distributor for all welding and industrial supplies. The Jones mission is to provide quality products at a competitive price in order to supply the best service available. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has built a reputation for good, honest, old-fashioned service. For a location near you, visit www.joneswelding.com. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a proud supporter of the Good Outdoors. There's only one place in Valdosta if you want the freshest seafood in town. It's Bubba Jack's Crab Shack at 1700 West Hill Avenue. They got wild Georgia shrimp cooked about any way you could want it. Fried, peel and eat, grilled, or buffalo style. They got a Wednesday night oyster special at $7.99 a dozen, and that ain't no mistake. $7.99 a dozen, Wednesday night only. Bring the kids with you, and if they don't eat seafood, get them some chicken tender baskets or hamburger or hot dog. And do not forget to try the fresh cut, hand-dipped onion rings at Bubba Jack's Crab Shack, 1700 West Hill Avenue, Valdosta.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Welcome back this morning to The Good Outdoors. We're talking a little bit about Air Force One and what it takes to fly it around the world, which is a lot. And you can get on there and read all you want about that.
$100 million.
Mm-hmm.
Yowza.
That's just think about this. There's estates out there for sale in the United States for $135 million, $150 million. The top 10 estates in the United States for sale, $190 million.
Mm-hmm.
Really? I mean, you could buy 50 acres with a swimming pool with 14 sides on it.
That's extravagant living there.
Man, you said there was something about a bear attack, Steve.
Yeah, a man in Wisconsin is recovering from a bear attack. It happened outside his cabin in northwestern Wisconsin. And it was a black bear, which is odd. That don't usually happen. But the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources says the man was attacked in his yard near Shell Lake on Monday night. DNR carnivore specialist David McFarland says the man's dog apparently initiated contact with the bear. McFarland says the man's brother came out of the cabin and shot and injured the bear, which ran away. The Burnett County Sheriff's Department says the man was taken to a hospital in Shell Lake. He was then airlifted to a hospital in the Twin Cities. DNR Wildlife Supervisor Mike Zeckmeister says officials have set up traps for the bear in case it returns, so the bear is still on the loose. But the attack in Wisconsin was not initiated by the man, unlike an attack at an Alaska campground on Sunday, according to Alaskan Department of Fish and Game. Ken Marsh said the bear was pretty much goaded into the attack Saturday near Eklutna Lake Campground north of Anchorage because the man fed it meat from a church barbecue. The man could be charged with illegally feeding wildlife. It's not enough that he got the crap beat out of him by the bear. Now he's got to pay a fine for letting him do it. But he had been drinking and went for a bike ride.
Yeah, that's one I talked about yesterday.
Bad combination there. That's right. We covered it yesterday. But he said that's when it kind of went ballistic.
He wanted more barbecue.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
You can't feed a wild animal in the wild.
No, you cannot.
Must have been that one sauce on the barbecue.
Oh, yeah, you could. Good point, Darrell Sample. You can't blame the old bear for wanting more than one sauce.
Well, in Greencastle, Indiana, a man is in trouble for having a bald eagle.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Come on, you got to know that you can't have a bald eagle.
You know, it's a pretty good story this guy has here. He went about it all wrong, but the action is actually punishable for up to 60 days in jail and $500 fine. They're federally protected. But he said he had the bird at home for about 11 hours after several weeks of caring for the sick animal in the wild. He said the outdoorsman told the station he noticed the bird a few weeks ago when he was hunting for mushrooms in Putnam County. The eagle was unable to fly, stuck in the mud, and hungry, so he fed it fish and eventually fed it 2 times a day fish. He said when campers on four-wheelers arrived in the area, he suspected the grounded eagle would be in danger, so he took him a fish out there one day, and as he was leaving, the bird started following me and continued to follow me. There's no way to actually chase him off because he'd turn around and run right back to me. So he picked the bird up. I guess, after a couple of weeks, then made friends with the old eagle.
Fell in love with him.
Yeah, so he put the bird under his arm and got in the truck and we took him to the house. Having previously worked for the Department of Natural Resources.
Oh, come on.
He knew he was breaking the law. He said, I'm probably going to be in a little bit of trouble, which I understand. Though Henry believes he made the right choice, adding, I chose to take the punishment over the welfare of the bird.
Nope, bird, you in bad shape. You ain't getting in my truck with me. I ain't going to jail for 60 days for you. I love birds, too.
Oh, yeah. And they plan on taking this bird to the Indianapolis Zoo and now hopes the bird he hopes to visit the bird at the Rehabilitation Center for a reunion, I guess, but I don't know.
Lord,
hey, let's take this call this morning. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors.
Yes, sir. I thought y'all would enjoy hearing this story, or not really enjoy it, but I went up fishing to Saskatchewan, Canada.
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
And we went up there a few days, and a 4-hour trip up north from Saskatoon in the middle of nowhere with a float plane. And
Saskatoon.
Did not see any wildlife in 3 days, and I learned soon why not. The Indians up there that were guiding us, they were bragging to us about how they would raid the bald eagle's nest and eat the eggs and catch the duckling and rope a moose and drown it, and they just rape and pillage everything they can. And we were up there 3 or 4 days and didn't see any wildlife.
Yeah, I tell you, I know what you're talking about. Going up to the UP and visiting where my in-laws are, the local UP people. They have a burr up their butt for the Indians because the Indians are abusing the wildlife. They can shoot wolves, the Indians can, but if you shoot a wolf, you'll go up the creek. You know what I mean?
My beef is there is no real Indians anymore, and the bottom line is they're out there cooking us shore lunch, but they're too good to eat fish. They're bringing sandwiches.
That's right. That's right. And speaking of fish, they're not even. There's commercial fishermen on Lake Superior and Lake Michigan and Lake Huron, and they're governed by how many fish they can catch and sell. Well, the Indians don't. They go out there and just. There's no limit.
Well, sure, there's no laws for them. There's no rules.
Yep.
And if they were living like they did 200 years ago, I could see that. But
yeah,
they're not doing that.
Yeah, there's some widespread abuse there. It's that's bad when you go 3 days up in that. And I'll tell you that is some absolutely beautiful countryside. And for you not to see any wildlife, that's a little scary.
It was a wake up call for me anyway.
Yep. Yes, sir. Well, we're glad to have you back in God's country anyway.
Yes, sir.
Okay, appreciate you calling, man.
Bye.
Yeah, there's a lot of abuse in wildlife. 229-253-0995 is the number to call. But if you don't protect your natural resources and they're gone, you won't get them back. Conservation, hunters and fishermen are the greatest of conservationists. When we get attacked by anti-hunters and people who are not informed about what we do, it just irks me. We got to do a better job of letting people know the success stories about the money that we've raised through license fees and taxes and things like that has saved the eastern wild turkey and the American alligator and many more species from the brink of extinction. Look what Ducks Unlimited has done for ducks through the years, creating and preserving and conserving habitat, because one of the biggest challenges that face our society is, urban sprawl or loss of habitat, I guess you'd say. When just here in my lifetime, just watching how big Valdosta's grown and how much land we've consumed to take care of that sprawl, and if it was to keep going growing at an unchecked rate, we'd end up like China, where there are no animals. There's no habitat in a lot of places in China and in other parts of the world. And look at New York City. We talked about Central Park the other day. They set aside. They had the presence of mind to set aside 840 acres to help preserve, some of the natural environment around there.
Right.
Because if it would have went on and on and on and not, you wouldn't have a sanctuary there.
That's right. You're exactly right.
We got another call. We'll go ahead and take it real quick. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors. How are you?
Good, y'all.
We doing good, David. How are you, buddy?
Good.
What you got going on?
You talking about the ecosystem, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, okay. God put everything in balance in nature. He put everything for a reason, right?
Yep, sure did.
So who are we to mess that up?
We're nobody to mess up. We have no right. We have to preserve and protect and conserve it, and I think sportsmen everywhere have a great role in that, don't you?
Yeah.
Just like that pond that you went fishing with your mother here out there at the skate park. That was even if they didn't know they were doing it, I'm sure they dug the pond because they needed the dirt. But, it's cause and effect. You dig that pond, you stock it full of fish, you're helping preserve a natural resource and create an ecosystem out there at that park.
Yeah. Well, that's like, the shark, great whites and all that are going extinct.
Mm-hmm.
If they go extinct, what happens to the ocean?
It's going to have an impact. You're
going to have other fish breeds get bigger, which is going to eat more of the smaller ones.
Yes, sir. For every action, there's a reaction.
Yep.
Good point, my man. What you got going on today?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Busy.
Hanging
packing
out.
And cleaning. And
Yeah, you say you were going on vacation here pretty soon?
yeah, we leave Thursday.
Wow.
Good deal. Well,
Good
y'all have a good trip, buddy.
All righty.
All right. Appreciate you calling this morning.
All right, I will.
All right. Thank you. 229-253-0995. I think we're coming up on another break here.
Yeah, you talked about sportsmen. They the best conservation out there is done by outdoorsmen and sportsmen alike.
Mm-hmm.
And we not only keep land, we keep land locked up. Hopefully, is the way I say it, locked up, so people can't develop it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a natural resource of ours. Then you have the game that we hunt.
Yep.
And sportsmen are just so, we play a major role, and we've covered exactly how many dollars in each state that sportsmen actually, go to for conservation every year.
It'd be scary.
Ungodly amount.
It'd be scary if to see the effect if there was no hunting for 1 year, just 1 year. It'd be scary.
Yes, it would.
You would see so many deer vehicle collisions. It wouldn't be funny. I'd wonder what would happen to the coyote population.
Oh man,
it would be booming.
It sure would.
Trey found a dead fawn at his house the other day that got killed by a coyote, he thinks. So.
Crazy, man.
Yep.
Just crazy.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back in 3 minutes. You listen to the Good Outdoors on 99.5.
The grill might be in storage, but that's what campfires are for. And the backyard party is on hiatus, but that's because everyone is tailgating. Only the seasons change, tastes don't, and when you've got Bud Light Lime, you don't need summer to have a good time. It's the superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. Look for a Bud Light Lime and find your summer state of mind anytime. It's in the lime. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Lime flavored beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Val Optics on Patterson Street in Valdosta, Georgia has been providing 1-hour service for 25 years. From eyeglass repair to eye exams conducted by one of 2 on-site optometrists, Val Optics is there for all of your eyesight concerns. There is no need for an appointment and most insurances are accepted. Val Optics also accepts outside prescriptions. So if you need eyeglass repair or an eye exam, stop by Val Optics at 601 North Patterson Street, Valdosta, Georgia. 25 years in business says it all.
Service. It's a very simple word, but you'd think it's French. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200.
Hey, this is Judd with T3 Outdoors. T3 Outdoors is Valdosta's newest Blue Buffalo dog feed dealer. We also carry 50-pound, 13% sweet feed for $8.99. But hey, feed isn't all we do at T3 Outdoors. We have one of the best selections of guns in town at some of the best prices. We buy, sell, trade, and consign guns daily. Last but not least, archery season will be here before you know it. We are Valdosta's exclusive Hoyt and Bowtech dealer with 2013 packages starting under $650. Please visit us at t3outdoors.com to learn more today.
Hello, everyone. Dim the lights. Let's do this. Let's get to it. Let's go.
Introducing the winner of Austin's Idol and receiving a $1,000 Austin's gift card, Mr. Steve Seller.
If you want a steak, a salad or fish plate, maybe drink a beer with a friend. Come in as you are. It ain't just a bar at the SEC. The good times never end. A basket full of peanuts, and the best part is it's an addiction you never have to quit. If you need a break, come along with me to Austin's Cattle Company. Oh yeah, to Austin's Cattle Company.
Austin's would like to thank everyone that participated in the contest and helping Austin's to remain an addiction you never have to quit. Congratulations to our winner and thank you from Austin's Cattle Company.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie.
Welcome back to Hump Day on the Good Outdoors.
Hump Day.
Man, we covering all kind of good outdoors topics this morning. We're going to talk eventually this morning about some state parks and things to do, you know, in the state parks around, because we overlook them so many times, and there are so many great activities this time of year.
Right up under our nose.
Yeah, right up under our nose. But this time of year, it gets so hot. You know, it's just, there's no hunting out there worth doing to me this time of year because it's too hot.
You can hog hunt, you can predator hunt, or I say predator, you can coyote hunt and hog hunt. But man, it's so hot.
And then fishing, you know, you can fish in the early morning. To me, this is me. You can fish in the early morning, late afternoon, but in the middle of the day, they don't nobody want to be out there fishing. But you got these state parks that offer fishing in a lot of them. Yep, you can fish in early morning, and you can go to the state park all the rest of the day and cool off.
Yeah, you and I yesterday we were visiting our good friend over at Fisherman's Paradise, Mr. Dave Leonard, and we saw a flyer they're posted in his store where they're having a fishing tournament at Reed Bingham State Park.
Sure are.
And we'll try to get some more information on that. I think it's coming up not this weekend, but next, wasn't it?
No, I think it's this Saturday. It is. It's actually this Saturday, and it's a good payout on
$1,000 for the biggest fish and another $1,000 for the most weight. So,
I actually tried to look that up this morning. So if anybody, and I couldn't find it, if anybody has any information on the tournament that's going on this Saturday at Reed Bingham, please call us and let us know. And we'd like to get more awareness out there for that.
I'm going to tell you what, $1,000 for the biggest fish, that's almost worth my time and effort to go up there and try that, because you could luck up and I might get lucky and foul hook a 10-pounder or something and win that contest. That's $1,000, people. You can buy a lot of fish bait with that.
That's a lot of money.
You can run back up to Fisherman's Paradise, and we'll touch on this a couple of more times during the show. But this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, he's got Lou's speed spools on sale. Regular retail anywhere from $99 up to $199.99. Anybody that comes in there and says they heard it on the Good Outdoors, he's going to knock $5 off. You can turn around and take the $5 you save and buy you some illusion bait or something that he carries up there.
They got the illusion baits there. You got all kind of stuff. I looked at them illusion baits yesterday. They're pretty good.
Oh yeah, you need to check them out. He's local, right here in Lake Park, Georgia, and he services Fisherman's Paradise. Who, I'm telling you, they're not even. They have supported us here in the past on the show, but they're not currently running an ad. This is heartfelt from my heart. You need to go into Fisherman's Paradise and check it out. He's got everything under there. It's an old school bait and tackle store. Personal service, Mr. Dave, he can tell you how to use it, what to use, make suggestions. It's not like walking in there and going to a big box store and like Walmart, I'm going to call their name, and going there and looking for fishing tackle. Ain't nobody in there knows what they're talking about. I mean, that's not a knock on them. They are what they are. But if you are serious about your fishing and you want to ask questions and learn and this, that, and the other, Fisherman's Paradise right over off of where Bemis Road comes in Ashley Street right there. You can't miss it.
Where can you get better advice than going in a bait and tackle store like Fisherman's Paradise? Went there yesterday, and there was 4 gentlemen standing over there talking, and they were talking about this past weekend fishing.
Mm-hmm.
If you want advice, best place in the world to do it. Yeah, I mean, I've been to Walmart several times and run into somebody in the same aisle as me in the outdoor section and talk to them, and well, hey, they've used something I hadn't, or I've been able to answer questions for them. But it's just not like the hometown feel of going into a bait and tackle store or an outdoor shop like T3 Outdoors, 8 Outfitters, any of them. The people the people are there are more than willing to help you, and they'll give you the personal touch. And Dave and them sure do that over there at Fisherman's Paradise.
No doubt about it. When you and I went in there, we saw Mike from over at Bailey's Custom
Bailey
Meats. He was in there getting him some stuff to go fishing. There are probably 10 people in there hanging around, and that's just how you learn. They come in there and they tell fish stories. And I remember pulling in the parking lot, and we were there in the middle of the day, 1 or 2 o'clock, and I said, "Good gracious, man, look how many people's here." And we walk in there, and there's just a lot of activity going on. And Mr. Dave's got us. Y'all go by and check him out. Matter of fact, Judd, we're talking about Judd at T3. He sells hunting supplies, feed, and things like that. Great store. But when it comes down to fishing, he, out of every opportunity he's got to send someone somewhere, he sends his customers who are in need of fishing supplies to Dave Leonard at Fisherman's Paradise. So y'all go check him out.
Sure does, man. Anybody out there knows about this bass fishing tournament this weekend at Reed Bingham, please call us. We're going to talk a little bit about Reed Bingham this morning, and it's like Steve said, it's right up under our noses. A lot of these state parks are, and we take them for granted. We were actually around the house Saturday, and we were wondering, it's so hot outside. We wanted to go do something with the kids, but we just didn't want to get them out there and get them sunburnt and all this, because we had plans to do something Sunday where we was going to be outside in the sun. And I actually brought up Reed Bingham. I said, we can run up there. And anyway, I got trumped and had to go shopping.
Trumped? I don't know if you got trumped. You got the shaft.
I did.
If you had to go shopping.
Well, we had to, because we got vacation coming up. But anyway, Reed Bingham State Park has so many things that they offer. This is just one that we're going to cover. We're also going to cover another one. But they have 46 campsites, 7 picnic shelters, a beach pavilion, 4 group shelters, 1 pioneer camp, and 1 camp island that you actually paddle into.
Not to mention a putt golf course.
Oh, they've got it all.
They got the playground up there that man, I remember going up there as a kid. That's how far back I can remember it. And they had this barn. It was a red barn, had hay in it and all that, and you climb up in the barn, and the slide, they had a big old slide that came out of the top of it, and you go up there and slide down. I remember going there in grade school on field trips and stuff, and Mom and Dad taking us up there.
But when we were young, they actually had wildlife, more wildlife than they do. They actually had deer up there and different things, and they still have a few here and there.
Yeah,
but not deer and all.
Got a killer nature trail back there, man. It walks. Man. You go down there when the water's low, like it is now. I think you can get in there, but you walk down along the river, you can see all kind of wildlife and just enjoy nature and get some good exercise in. I think you can walk your dog down it. I'm pretty sure you can.
They actually have 7 miles of trails that you can hike on.
Well, I ain't walking 7 miles. I'm going to tell you that now. I am in no condition to be walking 7 miles.
And one big thing they do up there is buzzard watch. Now, I am not into buzzard watching.
They have buzzard days up there.
They do. They have buzzard days. But so they actually, and I don't know. I ain't getting into the buzzard thing. The other big thing that they have at Reed Bingham State Park is the gopher turtle.
Yep.
They're really, really big on it. Have a huge habitat up there. You can walk through some of the habitat, see the gopher holes, and they actually, teach you about the gophers and what they do up there. Events going on all the time. Just this weekend, now until June 20th, actually tomorrow, Thursday, have a Junior Ranger camp session.
Junior Ranger.
Children ages 10 and up, come earn your Junior Ranger badge. Participate in nature hikes, bird watching, fishing, games, animal programs, and other outdoor fun activities. Excuse me.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I mean, it's a great thing. And then the next event they have is July 4th, where they have the 4th of July Firefly weekend.
Yeah, and they do a big fireworks display up there. I haven't went to that one, but
I hadn't either. I had never got to go.
It's pretty good.
Well, on that day, they celebrate Independence Day with a patriotic bicycle parade, patriotic crafts, face painting, live animal programs, night hikes, and much more. It's only $1 for the animal shows and crafts, and of course, it's $5 parking fee. But you can load your, if your vehicle holds 4, 5, 6 people, you can load them up, and it ain't gonna cost you about $5.
Stack them in there. As long as they got a seatbelt, put them in there.
Then they have another event coming up on Labor Day weekend, which is actually August 30th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's a Labor Day luau.
A luau.
Yeah, many fun games for the children, along with face painting, wildlife presentations, kids treasure hunt on the beach, and all kinds of good stuff. So there's always something going on up there. Then, of course, later in the season, they have a haunted house. I had never been to it, but heard a lot of good things about it. And then, of course, Christmas coming up there. But there's so many things. They have a 375-acre lake where they dammed a little river up there. Have this lake. This lake is, is good fishing. I mean, there's some good fishing. There's some good bass being caught out there in the Bulldog Sea Hall. He's fished up there before. Seen pictures where he's drug some nice bass out of there.
Got to be some good red bellies up there.
Yep, we've been up in the river. You can go up river and fish. That's actually where I found one of the deepest holes I've ever seen in one of the rivers. Me and Daddy was up there several years ago. Right after, not long, it's probably a quarter of a mile after you leave the actual main body of the lake on the river. You come on a big bend in the river right there, and it's a 30-foot hole right there. That thing is deep, man.
One of the biggest alligators I've ever seen come out of Reed Bingham. Donnie Bartow, the Gator Man, caught it about 12 feet long, I think, but it bit a hole in his aluminum boat.
I guarantee you it could. Easy to get to, not hard to find, right there off 75 outside of Adel. You can go right out there and go straight to it. Swimming in the lake, they have a place, around there where the beach pavilion is. They have it roped off, and I guess it's netted off or something. I don't know how it is, but
they got
good fishing.
They've got
good swimming.
Buoys out there, markers that like a rope, cork rope buoy type deal that ropes off how far out you can go. But every time I've ever went there, it's been packed.
Yep,
a lot of people swimming.
They have a park paddlers club where you can go out there in canoes. You can rent canoes there too, by the way. And kayaks are getting bigger and bigger every day. All the time. People are loving the kayaks. Fishing out of kayaks are just going. It's a skiing lake. You can go up there and ski and inner tube on this lake. Great place to go. It's just so often overlooked. Like you said, there's a putt-putt golf course.
Yep.
Small putt-putt golf course. Good camping. I've actually been camping up there. You got a place where you can go take a shower there and use the bathroom. Primitive camping for the most part. Good place to go. We've had family reunion up there back when we were little. I remember having family reunions there.
Sure have. We've had Easter egg hunts up there, or I've been to Easter eggs, some church Easter egg hunts and things like that.
Nesting bald eagles. You can go up there and see bald eagles right there in Adel, Georgia. I mean, you can see them around here too. But
maybe one won't try to follow you home.
You'll get in trouble if you take him to your apartment.
That's what I hear.
Hey, we're going to be right back on the Good Outdoors, cover some more state parks and more at the 5 o'clock hour. We'll be right back.
Here we go again. Every time there's a food plot to be planted, Darrell's nowhere to be found. You see him, Ronnie?
He's probably in the truck eating a dang sandwich.
I'm sitting right here by this tree, and they don't even see me.
Man, that real tree AP was designed to blend hunters with their surroundings, not hide them when it's time to work.
I'm so hidden, the scooters can't even find me.
Okay, Darrell, come on. We got to get this stuff planted.
What's that? Hey, stop it.
Real tree. It's so real, a coyote might pee on it.
Serves you right, you slacker.
The grill might be in storage, but that's what campfires are for. And the backyard party is on hiatus, but that's because everyone is tailgating. Only the seasons change, tastes don't, and when you've got Bud Light Lime, you don't need summer to have a good time. It's the superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. Look for a Bud Light Lime and find your summer state of mind anytime. It's in the lime. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Lime flavored beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
What in the world is that noise?
Sounds like the transmission's about to come out of my truck.
Transmission? Sounds like Alien vs. Predator under there. Let's get it to Ronnie at Eagle Auto Repair.
Ronnie, I got a problem.
Problem? It sounded like Superman fighting the Incredible Hulk.
No, it was worse than that.
Come on, man. This is for real. I ain't got the money to be fixing no big problem.
Chill out, dude. You're at Eagle Auto Repair. You know we'll fix it right and as inexpensive as we can. We only use quality parts, and my guys are some of the best trained technicians in town.
Yeah, but can they stop a fight between Godzilla and King Kong? Because I'm betting that's what they're going to find under there.
Eagle Auto Repair.
321 Lakes Boulevard, Lake Park, Georgia.
Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has been serving South Georgia and North Florida for over 3 decades. With 9 locations in the South, Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a full-line distributor for all welding and industrial supplies. The Jones mission is to provide quality products at a competitive price in order to supply the best service available. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has built a reputation for good, honest, old-fashioned service. For a location near you, visit www.joneswelding.com. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a proud supporter of the Good Outdoors.
Outdoors. It's that time of year. People everywhere will be scrambling to find somebody to take care of filing their taxes. Fast Tax and Bookkeeping at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q has a quick turnaround time and the knowledge to prepare your taxes properly, making sure you are getting what's due. With $25 1040 EZ filings, electronic refunds in a flash, military and college student discounts, and fast and friendly service, drop by and see Lisa Griffiths and the gang at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q, or give them a call at 229-253-0181 to schedule an appointment.
So you need a car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Midway Auto Emporium at 4189 Bemis Road, Valdosta, Georgia. Cameron and Melissa Tucker has been serving the Valdosta area for over 7 years now. They are a family-owned and operated local business with hometown values and still believe in handshake deals. With a great selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, with a Carfax report on every one of them, along with bank financing at all credit levels and interest rates as low as 1.85% with approved credit. 4189 Bemis Road, or visit their website at midwayautoemporium.com.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Uh-oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's Hump Day.
Woo-woo! Hump Day!
Oh, yeah, baby. Hump Day up in here in the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country.
Mike.
Mike. You know what day it is? Hump Day, baby.
I love that, man.
Get over the hump.
We got to make that a staple on every Wednesday to play that. That's just hilarious.
I think it's found a new home.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I love it about as much as I do the recall effort in Colorado to get John Morse out of office for sporting a gun.
What's going on with that?
Well, you know, the infinite wisdom of the Democratic people in Colorado Springs, Colorado, brought forth legislation to insert strict gun control. Some of the measures on the bill that they voted on and passed are, limiting magazine clips. That's one of the big ones. Expand required background checks for gun purchases from individuals. You got to get a. If you're going to sell your gun to your neighbor, you got to get a background check. If you don't, and he commits a crime, then you can be held liable for it. So anyway, they passed this against the will of the people. 70-some-odd% of the people of Colorado did not want this, so these idiots went ahead and passed it anyway. So a group of people got together and decided that we're going to sign a petition. They needed 7,000-some-odd signatures to put a recall up. They got over 10,000 valid signatures, and now they're going to hold a recall election in September to challenge this guy, John Morse, for his seat. Well, now they're mounting a big defense and saying, well, you don't have the correct language in there, and it clearly says you got to have this sort of language. Well, that's all well and good, but that's red tape, Jack. The spokesman, Jessica Kearns, for the group behind the recall, told the Colorado Springs Gazette her group plans to defend the petition against legal challenges. She says, we were expecting the most frivolous legal challenges to this, and we're prepared to fight this. We're prepared to defend every single petition signature so that the people's voices can be heard.
Amen.
That's what it's all about. You can hide behind some I that wasn't dotted or some T that wasn't crossed, but the gist of the whole thing is that the citizens did not want this, and y'all put it in anyway, so you got to go. So you can do it. You can go through this legal mumbo-jumbo. You can delay it. You can cost the taxpayers even more money, make yourself even more ridiculous, or you can save us all a lot of trouble and resign and get out of the way right now. But they won't do that.
I can't believe they're actually they're saying that the wording in it is wrong, and that's going to be their defense.
That's their defense.
What sucks is that they possibly could win.
They're going to win. I'm telling you they're going to win because it is the law, and it says right here the Constitution is clear, just as the courts are clear. No recall petition is valid without that specific language. So they're probably going to win. They're going to delay it. They'll have to go back through the signature process. They're going to get the same signatures back. They'll correct the wording, and after spending millions and millions of dollars, we'll be right back to the same point. He'll be facing the same recall election, but he's going to be able to put it off. That's the whole thing.
That's the whole thing. And may put it off long enough to
The good news, it being state, it'll go a little faster than it being federal.
Thank
it
God.
says that that particular ruling will probably come, drag it into October, and then you'll get the ruling. So that's good. But then if the ruling is in their favor, and it probably will be, they'll spend millions of dollars to make sure it is. They will start the process over, and it'll take another 6, 8, 10, 12 months like it has to well, actually, it hadn't. It's only taken about 3 months so far, but we'll get to it. But the end result, I believe with all my heart in this one, I believe the end result is that the people's will be done, contrary to what this jackleg has done to us, or done to the citizens of Colorado. I mean, it's affected in the hunting world. I see it. People I'm friends with on Facebook, people that go to Colorado hunting all the time, they're not going now. They're not going now as a protest.
Yep.
They're going to lose millions of dollars in not just hunters' license fees, but hotels, restaurants, the economy, gas. The economy is going to suffer because of this. And if it was something that the will of the people wanted, if the people of Colorado wanted that to happen, that'd be one thing. But when 70-some-odd% did not want that, 3/4 of the population didn't want it. And this guy voted for it anyway. Not just him. There's several of them, but they're going after him because he's the president of the Senate, I believe. And they're going to get him out of there.
I hope so. That's my whole thing every time we talk about this is you vote for what the people want, not your own dang agenda. And exactly what he did was voted for what he wanted. Yeah. And they're going to put him out for it. And I hope they succeed. They're going to succeed fast.
Yeah, they're going to succeed. They'll get him out. It's a matter of time. He will not be reelected.
Well, what's he sitting there thinking, you reckon?
Worst case scenario, if they can't get him recalled, he will face re-election. And when he does, he'll be voted out on his can.
Well, what is he sitting there thinking now? I got what I wanted. Really? That, the people put you in there to vote for what they wanted, not what you wanted. Yeah.
That I believe with all my heart that it's just going to have to go through the process that law will be repealed. I do. I don't think Obamacare will ever be repealed. Unfortunately, I just don't. I think there's just it's too close. A lot of the American people want it, a lot don't. More and more people are siding on the not want it. Well, now that the facts are coming out, right. Nancy Pelosi's idiotic, catastrophic, the dumbest quote I've ever heard from any individual in my entire life. She's right. She said, well, you got to read it to know what's in it. Okay, that's right. But what she said is we have to go ahead and pass it now so we can then read it and know what's in it. That is the dumbest thing
that is absolutely
you will ever hear on the face of this planet. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. You have to agree that is the stupidest thing you have ever heard an elected official say. It's absolutely, incredibly, catastrophically asinine. And I don't even know how. There's not enough high-powered adjectives in my limited English language to even describe it. How stupid it is.
Really,
I don't know if she misspoke crazy. Or what. But anyway. Now that her words are coming crystal clear. Now that it has been passed and we have bothered to read all 2,826 pages.
People are going, "Oh my God, what did we do?
We didn't know this was in here. Maybe we should have read it before we passed it." Oh man,
2,000 pages. Nobody wants to read all that. It's going to be bad. But yeah, that was pretty stupid.
Yeah, you go back to what we said yesterday. The U.S. Constitution, the original founding documents to start the whole United States government was written on 18 pages. My goodness alive, son. Yeah. My blood is boiling. The air don't work in here.
And it's getting hot.
We got a camel talking on a radio show now.
What in the world is going on?
We're losing
But I tell you what, we covered a little bit about a state park right up here at Reed Bingham. We're going to cover another one, or maybe two. The one you may have been to this one, Steve, but I haven't, and it's a shame that I haven't. It's not that far away. General Coffee State Park.
I have been over there. When I went to school in Douglas, we actually went fishing there. I mean, probably every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and caught a lot of red bellies in the river there. That's a nice one. That's a nice place.
It is. It's a nice place. From what I see on here, have like I think it's a 4-acre lake. Let's see, it's a 4-acre lake.
Yep.
But they also have a lot of events going on. Another state park, junior ranger camp going on just like in Adel at Reed Bingham. they have a heritage farm camp, and this heritage farm is a big thing. It shows the life of a farm, in 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a heritage farm camp Monday, July 8th until July 11th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And it focuses on learning what life was like for children on South Georgia farm in the late 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
Great thing to do. I mean, that's awesome. We think we have a hard life. Dude, go back and live like they lived. Yeah. We're spoiled compared to that.
Yeah, they had a hard life, but it's inviting to me now going through what all we have to go through. But
lots of things. We're gonna cover more. We're gonna take a call right quick though here on the Good Outdoors. Good morning. You're on the Good Outdoors.
Good morning. How are y'all doing?
We're doing good. How are you doing?
All right. Listen, what about this flesh-eating disease? It's popping up a lot. We had another episode coming on TV last night. This guy was from Mon-Fri, Georgia.
It's out there. I've heard some about it.
Or what?
I don't know. I have not really done any research to see.
He lost his arm, part of his arm.
Yeah, it's my wife's an RN, and it is it's something that it happens. Yeah, it happens more than you think it does. It's around and it's scary.
Necrotizing fasciitis.
Yeah, whatever.
That's what it's called.
It's easier to say flesh-eating disease on the Good Outdoors, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's a rare condition when bacteria destroy tissue underlying the skin, and it is more common now. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
We like to fish a lot of ponds.
Yeah.
And that's the reason I was just wondering if it's in the water, is it affecting the fish too? That you eat out of there?
I don't know. We'll have to do some research on that. I don't think that I don't think it's transmitted through eating. Yeah, I think you got to have some. There's got to be some way for it to enter your body.
It enters by a skin injury precedes the disease.
Yeah. So a cut, a scratch, a sore. You're right. That's how it gets in you. And it's a good idea not to go in the water anywhere if you've got an open wound, I guess, just to be on the safe side till it heals up. But
well, I know some fish bite other fish, and they have an open sore when we catch a fish.
Yeah. Good question. We'll have to do a little research there. That's definitely something that we need to know about. And I thought I knew everything, but I don't know the answer to that.
That one just kind of got my attention. And
it'll get your attention, yeah.
Yeah, because we all fish some ponds and all. And while I've got you on the phone, we're hunting a place to go fishing for 4th of July, because where we were going, all those are booked up. Do you know anything about the Paradise place up here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
that's great.
Have a stamp?
Yeah,
or
you do.
Shoot your regular license?
You have to have a wildlife management area stamp, I believe.
Okay.
And you can buy that at Walmart or T3 or Adel Outfitters or wherever licenses are sold. Dave at Fisherman's Paradise can help you out. But you get that stamp, and then you go up there. And I don't think there's a fee. If there is, it's a small fee when you get on the place. But there's there's like 70 or 80 ponds up there.
You got kids you're carrying?
Sure.
Are you carrying kids with you up there fishing? Is that what you're looking for?
No.
Oh, so okay. That is an absolute great place, whether you have kids or not, to go. So many different ponds to choose from up there. Very well stocked ponds, very well taken care of ponds.
You can fish from a boat, or you can fish from the bank very easily.
We want to fish in a boat.
Yeah, but
I have their own parents. It's time for them to start taking them.
I heard that.
We did that one time. We took all 3 of our grandchildren, the soap boys fishing, and we had a ball.
Oh yeah.
I think they had a ball, but you'd think their parents would take them once in a while. But they don't want to get outside because the computer can't go out there part of them.
Yeah, well, that's why we started this store, to encourage parents to take their kids fishing and hunting. And
I thought we was going to have a camp out one time.
Well, we were going to. We just could not get it put together in time. We were actually thinking about going up there to do this, to Tipton area to do it, but we just couldn't get it put together in time. So we got to figure out how to do it. We were torn between a camping trip or a fishing trip.
Right. Well, y'all keep in touch with the Jake Day that goes on.
Yep.
I think it's in September.
Okay.
That's all about kids.
It is.
We actually talked. We talked to a lady named Melissa at South Georgia Pecan Gift Shop yesterday, who's very involved in the Jake's program through the NWTF. So we're gonna start paying some attention to that too.
Danny Sparks, you can get a hold of him because he was over it.
Yep.
All right, we'll sure do that. Hey, go check them out for fishing. That's a great place to go fishing up there.
All right, look up that and give me some information on it.
On the flesh-eating disease?
Yep.
I'm a-looking.
We'll get a professional in here and check that out. Appreciate the call.
All right, bye.
Thank you. 229-253-0995 is the number to call. When we get back from break, we listen to the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country.
With over 40,000 machines in the field, the pro's choice is Dixie Chopper. Be a pro, buy a chopper. Built right here in America with one simple goal. Build a mower that cuts more grass and doesn't break when you use it. Be a pro, buy a chopper. With Chopper's price, performance, and reliability guarantee, make the smart choice. Be a pro, buy a chopper.
We're running out of time. We're drawing the line. This is our battle cry.
Huntin' is Good TV is an action-packed hunting show with a mission to secure our hunting heritage. Join Steve Nichols, Trey Weatherington, and Neil Armati each week as they hunt across the U.S. and Canada with pro athletes, actors, wounded warriors, kids, and regular old Joes who know hunting is good. Huntin' is Good TV airs on Pursuit Channel and is available on Dish Network Channel 240 and DirecTV Channel 604. For more info, visit huntingisgoodtv.com and follow on Facebook at facebook.com/HIG TV show. You can also use your high-speed internet connection to watch online by logging on to filmon.com at the airtimes posted on our website. And remember, hunting is good.
This is our battle cry.
There's only one place in Valdosta if you want the freshest seafood in town. It's Bubba Jack's Crab Shack at 1700 West Hill Avenue. They got wild Georgia shrimp cooked about any way you could want it. Fried, peel and eat, grilled, or buffalo style. They got a Wednesday night oyster special at $7.99 a dozen, and that ain't no mistake. $7.99 a dozen, Wednesday night only. Bring the kids with you, and if they don't eat seafood, get them some chicken tender baskets or hamburger hot dog. And do not forget to try the fresh cut, hand-dipped onion rings at Bubba Jack's Crab Shack, 1700 West Hill Avenue, Valdosta.
So, Dawson, is Dad still ill about you calling him out on his shooting ability?
I don't think so, but I have seen him on the range a lot more lately.
Dad always says practice makes perfect.
That's what he says, but I don't think it works for adults.
Why do you say that?
Well, from the look of the scorecard, it's making it worse.
Dawson, bring me some more shotgun shells.
Okay, Dad.
If you need some practice, come by Southwind Clays and Quail on the Quitman Highway just past the river headed towards Quitman. With a top-notch clubhouse, a 5-stand, sporting clays range, as well as a rifle and pistol range, Southwind has what you need to succeed. World-class quail hunting is also available with some of the finest bird dogs around.
Dad sure shoots a lot.
Yeah, if he keeps this up, Mom's gonna be mad.
Why is that?
Because he's spending all Mom's shopping money on shotgun shells.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie.
Welcome back to the Good Outdoors here on our wonderful Wednesday morning, man. Hump Day!
Hump Day, Hump Day, Hump Day.
I want to cover this real quick for the lady that called in as far as ways to contract the flesh-eating disease, wounds that come in contact with ocean water, raw saltwater fish, or raw oysters, including injuries from handling sea animals or crabs, intestinal surgery site or tumors or gunshot injuries into the intestines, a muscle strain or bruise, even though there's no break in the skin. People are more likely to get if you have a weak immune system, have chronic health problems, have cuts in your skin, including surgical wounds, recently had chickenpox or other viral infections. So lots of ways to catch it. 1 in 4 people die from it. It's not nothing to play with.
No, it's serious business.
Yeah.
Off of the flesh-eating disorder there, which is something we don't want to get. We're talking about outdoor activities. There's one right up the road in Tifton, Georgia there called, and I think probably a lot of people, I know if you're my age and you grew up in South Georgia, you've probably been to this place, and it's very interesting. And reading up on it and thinking back about it, I'd like to go take my kids there, but it's the Agorama.
Oh, yeah.
Is what we call it, but it's actually called the Georgia Museum of Agriculture and Historic Village. It's up at ABAC, but You go up there and explore the farms, listen to the backwoods sounds, and we'll tell you more about it. We're going to take this call here. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors. How are you?
Good. How are y'all?
We're doing good. How you doing this morning?
Just want to give you an update on my little man Tyler. That's got a ticket kind of old age.
How's he doing?
He's a little sore, but he's done a lot better yesterday. Face is still swollen a little bit, but I think he's about to get over it.
He's turning the curve. I can imagine the swelling was pretty intense, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. It was pretty bad when he come running in the house. You know, I looked like, man, what in the world has done got a hold of him?
Jeez.
But just want to give y'all an update and let y'all know all the prayers has helped, and he's doing a lot better than what he was.
Well, that's great. That could have been. I tell you, if somebody hadn't have been around and you know to help him, that could have turned into a bad tragedy there. I'm glad that turned out all right, man. Thanks a lot, and tell Tyler we praying for him and hope he gets over it real quick.
Sure
are. I did ask him, did he want to go down there with me to help take care of him? He said, no, I'll let you handle that.
I'd have said the same thing.
And I said, well, I don't blame you.
Yeah, have you already went down there and got rid of them?
I've sprayed them one time, and I'm going to check them again before I go home at 6 o'clock, and probably going to spray them again. Let them get settled back down.
Yeah, that's bad. That must have been a pretty big nest, too, with that many that stung him.
A while ago when I looked at it, they was on the outside of the dirt. They was probably 500 or 600 just on the outside.
Oh,
good
man.
Not, I don't know what's down in the hole, but that's how many would just settle around the outside of the hole.
Was it actually in a stump or just in the ground?
Yes, off the edge of a stump. Off the edge of a stump, and there's about 5 different holes they coming out of it.
Ain't nothing like a good match.
Yeah.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Keep any of the rest of them from coming back and taking over.
That's right.
Appreciate you.
Take care.
Appreciate you calling. Thanks a lot. Yeah, we'll be thinking about little Tyler as he ever comes at, man. I'm glad he's on the road to recovery. Talking about the Georgia Agorama there, it was what I call it. I think, the official name is the Georgia Museum of Agriculture and Historic Village, but it's located up in Tifton, Georgia on the campus of ABAC, Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College. But friendly staff members share the history as they perform daily activities, whether in the farmhouse, the fields, or sawmill, turpentine still, the schoolhouse, the blacksmith shop, or the grist mill. You can stroll up and down Main Street to the feed and seed store, the print shop, and the drugstore, but it is an active, working community. And this is something that I think that we are all lax in, is keeping in touch with our history and our past, where we've come from and where we are now. You know, if we don't tell kids how it was back in those times, they're not ever going to know. It's going to be forgotten. So it's one thing to be able to sit here and read it from a book and tell them about it, but we can actually go see it in action. It's a big difference, and it's just a fun trip. It was opened on July 4th, 1976. That was Independence Day, 1976, the bicentennial. Brings back great memories. I know Darrell remembers this picture I'm going to tell you about with me and him standing in front of Dad and Mom. They were dressed as Keystone Cops back in the bicentennial celebration in July and Hayhire in 1976. But we got a call coming in. We'll go ahead and take it this morning. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors. How are you?
Good morning, fellas. How y'all doing this morning?
We're doing good. What you doing?
Oh, I'm working right now, man. I heard you talking about the Ag Center over there in Tifton.
Yeah.
My grandfather's stuff from the old mill in Worth County is actually over there. His name was William Dan Davis Altman.
How about that? Yeah,
So
they've relocated over 35 structures onto the site through the years.
Yes, they have. We had a working mill over there off of Mill Farm Road, but it's called Davis Road now.
Yeah.
And it's over there in the Ag Center.
How about
it
that?
shows how they made the grain and everything. So, I think he farmed over 170,000 acres, I think.
That's a pretty good spread there now.
Yeah, that was back in the early 50s to late 60s.
Good night. That's a lot of land.
I don't know if you ever heard of the Altman Rainforest over in Worth County. It's off of 313.
I've heard of it.
That's my family.
Yeah, y'all got a highway named after you over there, don't you?
Almost.
Or a road or something. It seems like Altman Road or Altman Parkway.
Johnny Altman.
Yeah,
we got a couple of roads.
Yes,
But,
that's when you know.
Family members.
That's when you know you're making it somewhere in life when they name a highway after you.
Hey, just wish we had the money to make it, but
I'd rather have the cash, wouldn't you?
No, not really. I mean, just a memory. It's really worth it. We got a lot of territory. It's not as gracious as a lot of people think, but I tell you what, it's a lot of hard work.
No doubt about it. It's our history. People have got to teach their kids where we came from, so they'll know where they're going to.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Like I said, I grew up wanting to know my grandfather, but he died way before I was even thought of. So if he was around, I believe I would know a whole lot more than what I know today.
I guarantee you would. Appreciate the call this morning, man.
All right, man. Y'all have a good day.
All right, you do the same. He's talking about your grandfather, and we were talking about July 4th, 1976. That's when our granddad died in 1976, and we were young. You were. I guess how old were you? I was in the third grade. I remember.
I was born in '69, so you had to do the math. That's too much for me.
Well, you were less than 10, so you were about 7. I think I was 9 or 10. I was in the third grade, Miss Wilkerson's class. I remember that part because she gave me an HD in conduct, and I got my tail tore up. To this day, I don't know why that happened, but at any rate, the Georgia's Museum of Agriculture and Historic Village, as I said, they've moved 35 structures onto the 95-acre facility through the years, but it consists of 5 distinct areas: a traditional farm community of the 1870s, an 1890s progressive farmstead, an industrial sites complex, a rural town, a national peanut complex, and the Museum of Agricultural Center. So you can go there, spend the day, learn about different aspects of it. You can watch them make butter. You can churn in butter, work in the fields, whatever crop might be growing at the time, shoeing horses. You can see all kind of activities like that. You can tour the original Victorian home of Tifton's founder, Captain H.H. Tift. The Tift House was designed with curly pine molding, high ceilings, antique furnishings, heart pine floors, and it's furnished with a wood-burning cook stove, Victorian paintings, silk wallpaper, and fine china, just like you would see back in the day that it was built. It's a pretty cool place, and it's something that
I've always enjoyed. I hadn't been in many years.
I'd like to go. I'm gonna make it a trip to take my kids up there. They haven't seen it, and I believe they would appreciate it. So
I guarantee they will. It's a great place.
Just watching a blacksmith work. If you've never seen that, man, that's some cool stuff there.
It is.
He fires that steel up and gets it hot and molds it and bends it and beats on it and frams on it, and it's pretty cool stuff.
That's right. Hey, we're gonna take a break. We'll be back in just a few minutes here on the Good Outdoors.
Attention Outdoor Nation. Adel Outfitters, located at Exit 39 on I-75 in Adel, Georgia, has over 18,000 square feet of outdoor unbelievability just waiting on you. Specializing in a wide range of outdoor supplies for everyone, including hunting, fishing, shooting, kayaking, camping, Little League, clothing, knives, boots, you name it, Adel Outfitters has it. They also have that personal one-on-one attention that you just might not be getting from some of the big boxes, and Adel Outfitters has a whole lot less overhead, so you'll be surprised at the deals. So come see us now at Adel Outfitters, Exit 39, Adel, Georgia. Woo-wee! Sweet Tea Smokehouse on South Hutchinson Avenue, Adel is the bomb. You ain't had good old South Georgia barbecue if you ain't been to Sweet Tea Smokehouse. Ribs, chicken, pork, beef, good grief, this is some fine eating. And it ain't called Sweet Teas for nothing. Ice cold sweet tea and good old barbecue plate with all the trimmings is what living in the South is all about. Head up Highway 41 north towards Adel. Swing into Sweet Tea Smokehouse for lunch or dinner. Great southern barbecue like it's supposed to be. And don't forget some of that fine Brunswick stew. Woo-wee!
Justamere Farm is a full boarding, training, and lesson facility conveniently located on Valdale Road in Hayhire. Justamere Farm offers a facility like no other in the area with many amenities to meet all your equine needs, whether it's riding, training, or boarding. If riding is your passion, Justamere has you covered with an indoor arena, a large lighted outdoor arena with an alleyway, a large jump course arena, a round pen for training, trails, and access to dirt roads. Private and shared lessons are available, so give Justamere Farms a call today at 229-460-2331.
Wow, look at Bob trimming the grass. He's so fast. I know, and that mower is
so big.
And it's got a huge deck.
And it cuts the long grass with deep roots so easily.
Yeah, Bob's a bad boy.
When you want to cut grass like a champion, get yourself a Bad Boy mower from Nashville Tractor. Nashville Tractor carries an exclusive line of Bad Boy zero-turn mowers. See them now at Nashville Tractor in Valdosta and in Nashville.
Brigman and Brigman Cabinets in Hayhira, Georgia specializes in custom-built cabinets. You can come in and sit down with our staff and start from scratch to develop the perfect cabinet layout. Or bring in your plans and start there. From design to installation, Brigman and Brigman can help you every step of the way. Estimates are always free, and your satisfaction is our goal. Whether it's a remodel, a spec house, or your custom-built dream home, give Brigman and Brigman Cabinets in Hayhira a call at 229-794-2108 to set up an appointment. Crystal River Seafood on St. Augustine Road in Valdosta is a fine seafood dining experience. Folks from miles around come in to enjoy the fine seafood and friendly atmosphere Crystal River has to offer. Their friendly staff makes your dining experience one to remember, as well as one to repeat. Fish like grouper, salmon, mahi, catfish are always great choices, along with shrimp, oysters, crab cakes, and crab legs. Hey, you're not in the mood for seafood? Order a juicy ribeye steak. Crystal River Seafood is open for lunch and dinner. Crystal River Seafood, 958 St. Augustine Road, Valdosta, Georgia.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie.
Welcome back this morning to the Good Outdoors on Hump Day here in Valdosta, Georgia, 99.5 Kicks Country, man. I want to do the weather right quick. It's pretty hot out there right now. 78 degrees still. Can you believe that?
It's cooler outside.
It's 5:30 in the morning, but it's 5:30 in the morning. It says 78 degrees. It's cooler outside than it is inside.
But actually, I think that's gone down. I think it was warm when we came in earlier.
Well, right now it says 78 degrees out there. A high today at 93, low tonight of 73, 30% chance of rain. We had a few showers around South Georgia region area yesterday.
It rained at my house yesterday, just a little bit, not much.
Yeah, I got wet on splitting that wood up.
Yeah, 93 for Thursday and Friday, and 91 Saturday, 40% chance of rain Thursday and 40% Saturday. So might get some rain, you might not. Now that's about the same for the next entire 10 days, mid-70s and low to mid-90s for a high. Hey, we got a call coming in. Let's take it real quick. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors.
Hey, y'all was talking about the agorama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My oldest girl is 30, and when she was in 5th grade, I think it was, they went out there, and she came home so excited. She was like, Mama, we learned how to make cornmeal from the time you have to pick the corn in the field. And she thought that was the greatest time. So, yeah, if parents can get their kids out there, they ought to do that because that's something they never forget.
That's right.
I think so, too. Now, is that the one that got their tail tore up when they were 26?
No.
That's the difference.
No, that was still 26.
Good deal. Appreciate you calling in. Yeah, that agorama's a nice place to visit.
It is.
Yeah, she loved it, and like I said, she's 30 and she still talks about it. So.
Yeah, just looking at it on the internet makes me want to get on up there. I'm gonna make it a point and put that on the list of things to do over the next couple of weeks.
All right. Well, I overslept, so I'm just pulling up at work. So
have a good day at work.
See you.
You too.
All right. 229-253-0995 is the number to call. If you got a question or comment about the Good Outdoors, we'll be glad to talk to you about it.
We talked about some of the state parks. The agorama, I was talking about General Coffee State Park. I didn't realize this till I kept reading on it a few minutes ago. They actually have horse riding trails there. They have 10 equestrian campsites, and they have miles and miles of trails, 13.4 miles of horse riding trails. You don't find that in every state park you go to.
That is a great thing to do. Horse riding is a nice outdoor event. Matter of fact, Trey's wife, Becky, took Zoe over to St. Simon's Island yesterday, and they went for a day trip, hauled their horses over there, and I think after 6 p.m. there's a certain area there you can ride your horse on the beach, so they all gathered up and went over there and did a little horseback riding, and I can see Zoe smiling on the top of that horse right now.
I guarantee you she was. She's having a good time.
She got bit by the horse disease there, and I keep telling Trey it's a matter of time before he's going to have a horse in the backyard.
Oh, yeah.
He says he ain't, but I believe he's going to find that to be not true.
And you want to talk about something that can eat something.
No, man.
Oh, horse can eat a lot.
Chickens can eat a lot, too.
Hey, the newest thing going on, and I've been looking at this and finally clicked on it.
In Japan, eye licking?
On the state parks. On state parks that we've been talking about today. geocaching. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
It's a treasure hunt,
and
it's an easy to see why it's rapidly becoming one of the most popular outdoor activities in Georgia State Park. It combines high-tech feel of online games with an old-fashioned fun of a treasure hunt. It's a perfect activity for families and grandparents who are getting in on the experience too. Using a GPS or smartphone with a GPS app, you search 57 Georgia state parks and historic sites around the state to discover hidden containers or caches which contain a small prize. That's pretty dang cool. I mean, I couldn't do it. I don't have a smartphone, and I still got a dumb phone. But it looks like it'd be so much fun to do.
Well, that does look and sound like fun, but the new outdoor activity fad in Japan is eyeball licking. That is not a good outdoor activity.
Eyeball licking?
Yeah, kid you not, eyeball licking. It was inspired by some music video, and evidently these kids are going around licking each other's eyeballs, despite the health risks, which are very, very prominent. But anyway, it's some new way of showing love and affection. Instead of going up and giving them a quick kiss, you got to lick their eyeball. How crazy is that? Yeah.
That's pretty dang.
Yeah, y'all, if y'all are interested in it, which I'm sure you're not, y'all could Google it. But yeah, that's sweeping the nation there over in Japan. So
that's They can stay over there.
I'm proud to be an American. Is all I can say.
They can stay over there for all I care.
Yeah, ain't nobody licking my eye. You get pink eye and all kind of stuff. It says so. Anyway, rugby is a game that you play outdoors. It's kind of like football, but with no pads, and
it never stops.
Yeah. I don't know all the rules in this, but I had a buddy over, George Scarpalezos, over in Brunswick and St. Simons. He actually was in a league, and they played in Savannah, met up every weekend, and it was a league. And I went up there with him one day as an observer and watching it. But it is the roughest, most I'm telling you, it's way worse than football because you don't have the pads on there. But you run with a ball and you get tackled and nailed and hit and this, that, and the other. And like Darrell Sample, it seems like it never ends. But there was a video I was looking at of a devastating rugby collision. It's being called the hit of the year. And if you get a chance to get the computer and check it out, if you're a sports fan, you'll be amazed at the lick that this one guy puts on the other. It almost knocks his head off. It's if you can picture a option offense where the pitch man, if you're a football fan, the guy pitches it at the last minute to the other guy, and then he gets clobbered. Well, that's the scenario. This guy's running around the left, what would be the left end of a line, and he pitches the ball, and about the time he gets rid of the pitch, this other guy cleans his clock. And it is, if you're a sports fan, you will love it, and it's being called the hit of the year. And I don't know if the other guy got hurt, but the way his neck snaps, it just looks like he'd be paralyzed for life because it was a devastating blow, and there's no way I can do it any kind of justice, by describing it, but you should check it out if you're interested in football hits or anything like that.
Man,
but rugby, that's an outdoor activity. I don't know if there's any rugby leagues here in Valdosta, but it is it looks like it'd be a lot of fun if you're a young man and in shape. You're constantly running and moving and passing licks.
You got to be in shape to do it, I guess.
It's kind of like that. Remember the game back in the day when you got with all your friends, had the one football,
tackle the man with the ball.
There you go. It's kind of the same concept, but with teams.
That's right. Tackle the man with the football.
They got to be in good shape, running up down that field all day long.
Jim Morgan in the morning.
Got to be in shape.
You probably got some input on this. Are you a Voice fan? The Voice?
I do watch The Voice.
I guess they crowned the winner last night, didn't they?
I didn't see it, though.
Yeah, I didn't either. My mom, Darrell and I's mother, she's a very big fan. And, man, I was out there last night and said she was getting ready. She was getting her shower taken and making sure all the food was done because she was going to sit down and watch the season finale of The Voice. And evidently the 16-year-old girl, Danielle Bradbury, was the winner.
That's what I figured would happen, yep.
Yeah, she could sing. I've heard her a couple of times there, and she was on Blake Shelton's team.
Right.
And now that gives him, I think, 3 wins in a row.
3 in a row.
He's
country music.
Creating a dynasty, man. Country music, that's right.
I got it all DVR'd. I'll watch it at lunch.
Good deal. Good deal. Well, it's
Jim's one kind of talked to me the other day about doing these state parks and stuff. Jim, you go up to some of these state parks.
We do.
And you told me the other day about one that you really liked and doing photography at, didn't you?
Yeah, Coffee General over in Douglas.
Yeah.
They've got a little community. It's set up like an 1800s agri-community. Cool. Little farm animals and things, almost like a petting zoo.
Nice.
And,
wow.
But they've got camping. They've got a creek that runs through it. There used to be a tribe of Indians that lived just off the creek up there. And there have been several archaeological digs, which is kind of interesting. And it's built on a sand ridge and is the home, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the box turtle.
Yeah.
Protected species. And they've actually had groups from University of Georgia come down and study these turtles and do documentaries about them and one thing and another. This has been years ago, but I'm sure that kind of thing still goes on.
Oh,
but it's a beautiful place. They've got ponds for fishing, recreational areas.
We were talking earlier when I went to college. My first year of college was in Douglas at South Georgia Junior College.
Right.
Now called South Georgia College, I believe. But we'd go to General Coffee State Park most every weekend fishing, and when the water was high, the swamp would flood from the creek. I believe that's called 17 Mile Creek or something.
17 Mile Creek, yep.
And it would flood, and man, we would catch all kind of fish in them swamps. But it's come a long way because I don't think back then, at least I don't remember it, or maybe I didn't pay attention, but I don't think they had the 13 miles of horse trail wasn't there. There were some animals there. I remember that, and the turtle. I can't remember if it's a box turtle or a gopher turtle or something, but it's a protected area.
It's a soft shell.
Soft shell or something. Yeah, I can't remember. There's I do remember that there was a big to do about the turtle, so we'll have to check that out. But great place to visit.
Yeah, my bride actually lived right across from the front gate.
Really?
So that made it real easy for us.
Good deal. Good deal. So you get to, when y'all were dating, you go over there and visit her and go to the park. So you're taking advantage of two things that Coffee County had to offer.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Good job.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, y'all make sure y'all hang in here when we get through yakking and check out Jim Morgan in the morning. Been doing it for 127 years now?
At least. In dog years.
Yeah, great. Great country music. You start the show off right every morning with the Salute to America with the Star Spangled Banner, or what's the song? I don't even remember the name of the music.
Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah, the Star Spangled Banner, and that always makes me feel good when I'm riding home from doing this show. I always listen to the beginning
it's an
of the show.
interesting thing. I hadn't done that for the longest time, and we started it up about 2 years ago. And the response to that one song being played every morning has just been phenomenal.
Yes, sir.
Just incredible. I mean, it should be a surprise since we're a military town. But
That's right.
Oh, and just a side note for the pilots out at Moody today, I know you use Black Crow Media as one of your turn points as you come through here. Normally, we're a big blue dot on your IR radar. We're going to be a red dot today.
Yes, you ain't kidding. It's hot up in here. It's, our air conditioner's broke for y'all that don't know. We got sweat dripping off of us, but it hadn't deterred us. We're going to keep doing our job.
In there.
We like the mailman. Rain, sleet, snow, or whatever. We
may wind up with a little topless radio in here today.
I told Darrell Sanford Jr. he's going to have to start going to school to be an air conditioning technician at night, so he can work on the air conditioner also.
That's right.
Good deal. Give him another job to do, as if he doesn't have enough.
Yeah. Appreciate you checking in, Jimbo.
Doing a great job, guys.
Thanks,
man. Yeah, the season 4 winner of the voice, Danielle Bradbury, 16 years old, man. Can you say that your future is so bright you got to wear shades?
Mm-hmm.
She may need 2 pair. Her future's so bright.
She's good. She's real good at it now. Hey, we got to take a break here on the Good Outdoors. We'll be right back in about 3 minutes, guys.
So, Dawson, is Dad still ill about you calling him out on his shooting ability?
I don't think so, but I have seen him on the range a lot more lately.
Dad always says practice makes perfect.
That's what he says, but I don't think it works for adults.
Why do you say that?
Well, from the look of his scorecard, it's making it worse.
Dawson, bring me some more shotgun shells.
Okay, Dad.
If you need some practice, come by Southwind Clays and Quail on the Quitman Highway just past the river headed towards Quitman. With a top-notch clubhouse, a 5-stand, sporting clays range, as well as a rifle and pistol range, Southwind has what you need to succeed. World-class quail hunting is also available with some of the finest bird dogs around.
Dad sure shoots a lot.
Yeah, if he keeps this up, Mom's gonna be mad.
Why is that?
Because he's spending all Mom's shopping money on shotgun shells.
Man, I have picked up some bad habits.
You don't need any more bad habits. Are you talking about Bad Habits Saloon and Grub?
Oh, yeah, baby. Nothing like throwing back a cold one and watching one of their 26 high-definition TVs.
Yeah, and you don't have to ask what sort of beverage they have, because they've got it all at Bad Habits Saloon and Grub.
That's right, over 300 bottled beers. Any premium drink you could ask for, including single malt scotch and single barrel bourbon.
And 48 beers on tap. Oh, and the food, from juicy ribeye steaks at $9.99 to foot-long premium hot dogs, and $10.99 all-you-can-eat wings from 10 to 11 p.m.
And no matter what mood you're in, there's 3 environments to enjoy: a dining area, a bar, an outside patio, TVs, and all 3 places, baby.
Come on out and enjoy a live DJ every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night, and grab a $2 16-ounce draft or a $6 domestic bucket while you mingle.
Come visit Bad Habits Saloon and Grub and let them serve you what you want, not what they want you to have.
Bad Habits Saloon and Grub, near the mall on Gornto Road, right behind Exit 18 Liquors. Tell them we sent you from the Good Outdoors.
Oh, yeah, baby. Here we go again. Every time there's a food plot to be planted, Darrell's nowhere to be found. You see him, Ronnie?
He's probably in the truck eating a dang sandwich.
I'm sitting right here by this tree and they don't even see me.
Man, that Real Tree AP was designed to blend hunters with their surroundings, not hide them when it's time to work.
I'm so hidden the scooters can't even find me.
Okay, Darrell, come on. We got to get this stuff planted.
What's that? Hey, stop it.
Real Tree. It's so real, a coyote might pee on it.
Serves you right, you slacker.
So you need a car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Midway Auto Emporium at 4189 Bemis Road, Valdosta, Georgia. Cameron and Melissa Tucker has been serving the Valdosta area for over 7 years now. They are a family-owned and operated local business with hometown values and still believe in handshake deals. With a great selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, with a Carfax report on every one of them, along with bank financing at all credit levels and interest rates as low as 1.85% with approved credit. 4189 Bemis Road, or visit their website at midwayautoemporium.com.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie.
Welcome back this morning on Hump Day to the Good Outdoors. This is our wrap-up segment brought to you by Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail. We talk about John Peake and his guys every day. There's a reason behind that, guys. Mm-hmm. That's a great facility to go to. They Sporting Clays, Quail, rifle range, pistol range, corporate retreat, birthday parties for kids. You can even do an adult birthday party if you want to. But we're passionate about, Southwind because John is passionate about the outdoors.
Oh, yeah.
He does so much with kids in the outdoors. I was out there last Thursday for a little fish fry he invited me to, and I carried Caitlin with me, and I carried Mackenzie with me also. But after the fish fry was over and we were standing around talking, Dawson was there, his oldest son, said, Dawson, go get the 20 gauge shotgun, get some shells, carry her out there on the file stand and shoot. And Caitlin had never shot before Sporting Clays. And Dawson stayed right there with a whole box of shells with Caitlin, teaching her and showing her how to shoot. And that's just a little thing. To John, it was second nature to do. And that's what a lot of people don't think the same way John does. But to him, it was second nature. Go take her. It was a matter of fact thing. Go take her and go do it. And Dawson immediately did it because he loves it.
Oh, yeah.
He loves helping like that.
It's a passion.
It is. And you just can't say enough about him. It's a hidden gem right here in Brooks County, but on the edge of Lowndes County. Great place to go, not far to get to. Right out Highway 84. Just go across the river. Mm-hmm. The first driveway on your right when you get off the river bridge, and you'll go to Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail. Go see them.
Yeah, no doubt about it. John's passion for the outdoors is what we're attracted to, and that's why we've always meshed so well with him. And it's not just us. I mean, anybody that goes out there, he's got a group that regularly attends there. He's there's clubs out there, there's members out there, there's always activity. Go out there on a Saturday morning, especially when the weather's kind of cool and nice. You go out there and there's just people just flocking in there to shoot Sporting Clays, and what a great outdoor activity. So y'all go by and check John out and make sure you tell him that you listened and heard about it on the Good Outdoors.
You sure do. If you have any topics you want us to start discussing, we're open for suggestions. Send us a suggestion on Facebook. Anything you want us to talk about. I have people texting me all the time, and a guy texted me last night about aging deer, so that's something we'll get on as it gets closer to deer season. We'll talk about that. Hunting clubs, that's a big thing right now. People are trying to get members. Ryan Hughes still trying to get a couple of members for his place that he's got over in Clinch County. Loaded with hogs, got a few bear on it, loaded with deer. No dog hunting. It's strictly still hunting over there and still hunting around it. So if you need to get in touch with him, get in touch with us on Facebook. We'll put you in touch with him and get some members in the club. But, Wolf Bay Hunting Club down there, all these other ones, Deep Drain, all these hunting clubs are looking for members. A great place to go, and use us to help you get in touch with these people. I don't mind. Steve
that's
mind.
what we're here for.
That's right. We're here to help the community.
We link. We kind of like matchmakers. You need a hunting club, we'll find you one. If you got to find a hunting club needs a member, we'll find you some members. But you got to let us know.
And we might even find Darrell Sample a date every now and then.
We are going to do a win a date with Darrell Sample contest. He don't want to do it. He's turning red over here now, but we're gonna do it. He's a single man. Dog lover, great all around American. Got a beard that is just a masterpiece. If you're into beards, but win a date with Darrell Sample. We'll have you set up with a dinner. Maybe hook you up with a limo ride. Ain't no telling. We're gonna do it, man.
We're gonna work it out.
Yeah, we can't. You can't win a date with me or Darrell because we're married and our wives won't let us do anything like that. Well, I guess they won't. I hadn't asked.
We can ask.
I'm assuming we can't.
No, I got a female at home. I'm saying those dogs got to approve of you too now.
Well, we'll send the winner in there. You got to be approved by the dog. Matter of fact, that might be how we pick your date. We'll narrow it down to the top 10 because there's going to be hundreds of women apply. We know that already. Mm-hmm. So we'll narrow it down to about the top 10, and we'll let one of your dogs, pick one. We'll make him, paw in front of the one that he wants you to go out with.
There we go.
So you value his advice there, and y'all can go eat a nice meal at Sweet Tea's, Crystal River, Bubba Jack's, wherever Austin's Cattle Company, wherever we send you. And it may send you it all for. It may let you go eat an appetizer over here, another dish here, and a dessert there. We're gonna have it.
We can sit on the bad habits.
Bad habits. Yeah,
Darrell's already got some pretty bad habits there.
That's right. And then go there and have them a little cocktail. We'll probably end the night over at Bad Habits. They got a great thing going over there with some entertainment there, and we'll have to get back with you on the Win a Date with Darrell contest.
We got to do that, though.
We'll call it the Win a Date with the other Darrell contest.
Win a date with the other Darrell. And if he's not available, we'll work it out with Michelle and see if I can go.
That's right.
And if free food involved, I'm going to go. You know what? I may have to go chaperone them with free food involved.
Maybe it should be a Win a Date with the Good Outdoors dinner. Then we can all go. Just all go have a night out on the town.
Food, free food. I mean, it don't matter if it's free or not. If it's food involved, I'm there. I'm down for it. I'm ready.
We'll even go find one of them places where you do that, what you call it, that karaoke stuff, singing stuff.
Yeah.
Karaoke.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm. Karaoke. We'll go do some karaoke. And
if I go, I want to go to a buffet.
A buffet?
Yeah, I got to go to all-you-can-eat buffet.
Well, we'll just have to make a deal with one of our fine restaurants and say, hey, look, we'll pay one set fee.
It ain't got to be a buffet. It can be all-you-can-eat shrimp.
It can be all-you-can-eat shrimp, all-you-can-eat steak, all-you-can-eat barbecue, whatever.
Steak and shrimp.
Yeah. We'll have to get on that. Maybe y'all got some suggestions, 229-253-0995, or hit us up on Facebook at The Good Outdoors with a Z. Got over 8,000 likes on Facebook. We post a lot of pictures on there. Y'all make sure you check it out. Our website at thegoodoutdoorswithaz.com. We got information on there for you as well. So.
And if you miss a show, you can always pull it up at www.thegoodoutdoors.com and listen to a past show. Probably about 6 or 7 every afternoon. Today's show will be up there.
Yep, that's
that day's show will be up there.
So there's no excuse of missing our show. You may miss it live, but then you can hear have it available after, like I say, 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. You can listen to it while you're winding down. If there's nothing on TV and you got nothing to do, check it out.
Out of town, you can stream us on the web. You can do all sorts of things. I'm going to be out of town all week next week. I'm going to go to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I'm going to hang out on the beach and around the swimming pool at the hotel and spend a week up there with Michelle's family and have a good time. I've been invited to play golf, although I've never played golf before.
You've never played golf?
I have too many habits now. I know I will love golf. I live on the golf course. I refuse to play. I was not going to play when I go to Myrtle Beach, but I'm going to go drive the golf cart and ride around with them.
Well, I believe that if you got out there and you did, and you did play, you would enjoy it. But I'd predict you'd shoot about a 170.
Well, I probably would. That's I know I'm going to like it too much. I've got enough habits. I'm gone enough. I don't need another habit. I'll never be home if I start golf. I live too close to a golf course.
That
it's too easy.
It don't make sense that you don't play golf and you live right there at Francis Lake.
I'm telling you, I know I would love it. So I'm scared to play.
Well, I love it. But I don't go play it. I'm not addicted to it like I am deer hunting or something like that. But it's another thing that you like to do. But to get good at golf, you got to play it as much as you can. You need to take lessons, and you need to get into it. Or I'm a hacker, is what I call it. So
you're hacking my computer. That's what my problem is.
Not that kind of hacker.
And by the way, no, Chuck, it's not an all-you-can-eat salad.
So what a waste of.
See, I get text all the time.
That was just a waste of effort for you to even text that. I mean, what the hell?
Nah, that's okay.
All you can eat is salad.
Consider the source, dude.
I know.
Chuck.
You're right.
It's Chuck.
That's okay. I got a question for you guys.
What?
Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is?
Oh, yeah.
Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is?
What day is it?
Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Yeah. Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Julie.
Leslie, guess what today is?
Julie.
It's Hump Day.
Woo-hoo! Hump Day!
I love it.
Hump Day, baby.
Oh, yeah, all day long.
On the downhill run to the weekend in the Good Outdoors.
Man, I'm ready. I am ready. We're going to have a good show tomorrow. We got some things lined up. Y'all stay tuned and listen in, and have a good show coming up Friday. We're going to talk a little bit about scalloping on Feel Good Friday. That's what we're going to do. We got everybody just do, what is it, Mike? What is everybody out there at Black Crow's talking about it. But we're going to talk a little bit about scalloping. Have a couple of people in here from, I think, the Steinhatchee area that's going to come in and talk about scalloping. And that's coming up real soon in July, I think. And a big activity, man. People, all kind of people go down there scalloping. I've never done it.
No. I just know how to eat them.
Yeah, it would be fun. I've never done it, but I mean, who wouldn't want to, get out there and swim around in the water and
with the sharks?
Yeah, with the sharks, snorkel around, try to find you some scallops, and then the reward is going back and eat them. If you like them. So. And
they've been pre-scouting, so they know where they're at. There's a sound. Good Outdoors is calling my name.
Got to go.
Got to get up out of here. Have a good time.
Time flew by this morning on this hump day, and we're making way for Jim Morgan in the morning. He's going to come in here and get the day started musically. So y'all make sure you stay right here on 99.5 Kicks Country. We've had a great day. Appreciate you listening.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Talk to you tomorrow.
You've been listening to The Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country with Steve, Darrell, and Ronnie. Join us every weekday at 4:30 when we'll do it again.